Hello and welcome back to episode 31 of our Timberborn Folktails Cliffside playthrough. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Glad to have you. Without further ado, let's get this started. Last time, we tried to address our water woes, and we did a couple things to try to address that. We lowered our we lowered our reservoir to the bottom of the map. It only needed two more. And we changed our canal here to just be 3 wide, mostly. We lowered the amount of the crops that need to be submerged so that we have less evaporation. We also switched to growing more potatoes and switched our biofuel all to potatoes. Before, it was a mix of spatterdock and potatoes. Spatterdock is the fastest to produce biofuel per square, but potatoes and spatterdock both use water to make biofuel, but the potatoes make 30 biofuel per 2 water, so they are more water efficient. And since we're running into water bottleneck, we switched to potatoes because they're more water efficient than spatterdock. With that, we still ran out here partially because we had a little bit of flooding issues. We had some water flowing off the map here. That's been addressed. We still have almost 4 days left of this drought and barely any water. So we're going to see if we can get through this. Hopefully without beavers dying. We'll see. We have turned off all of our fluid dumps to try to minimize our water usage. Just so that they're ready to go right when we have the water back going. I'm going to turn on all of these large pumps. It's not really important at the moment, but it's worth having. All right. We probably don't need all of these bots in the bad water rig at the moment. And on the dirt front, how are we doing? We're doing perfectly fine on the dirt front. I'm going to pause one of these dirt excavators for now as well. Just clear up a little bit of beaver bots to work other things. We're not building much at this exact moment, so I'm going to pause a few more of those. Yeah, some more bots are breaking down, and we need to keep building more. How are our bot factories doing? They're doing pretty good. Let's go down another layer and check out the part factories. Perfectly fine. Okay. I think we have more here. Yep. 95% productivity. That's pretty dang good. 99. 76. Wonder what we were having issues getting here. Would it be perhaps gears? How is our gears doing? Gears are doing fine. Planks, metal blocks. Those are all also fine. So this low productivity could be like the bot having to go grab fuel and such. So to try to address that some, because let's see, where do they have to go for fuel right now? They don't have to go far at all, actually. There's biofuel right there. Yeah, these ones especially don't have to go far at all. So that can't be it. I wonder if we were just out of fuel for a little bit and that guy just didn't get enough. That'd be my best guess at this point. We are completely out of water now. Are we having thirsty beavers yet? A little. 2.5 days. So what I'm actually going to do, let's see if perhaps we can put another pump here at all, just to try to get a little bit more water, even if it's out of our Lido tank. Okay, so we can put that there, but the entrance will be blocked. So to fix that, we just need to build some tunnels. Something like that should actually work. Really, what I should do though is tunnel and path. We have the more tunnels mod that lets us do that. So there already build a path there. I would set this at high priority, but really there's nothing else that needs to be built, so there shouldn't even be anything else that they would go for. And it'd be a lot of work to try to clear out room for a large one of these, so I'm just going to do the small. Hopefully nobody gets stranded. They shouldn't. Okay, so now at least somebody's working in here. We're draining the Lidos. I'm fine with that, to be honest. So we have a little bit of water for these thirsty beavers. All right, 2 days left of the drought. So we also did expand our water storage over here, so that when it is a temperate cycle, we're going to pump as much as we can and store as much as we can, because water stored in tanks cannot evaporate. So ideally, we would want to store pretty much all the water in a temperate cycle, and then just use 3x3 fluid dumps and irrigation ponds to minimize evaporation. That would be the very maximum. That would be hard to balance though, because you don't want, if you just assumed you had enough pumping and enough storage to do that every time, you would run the risk of some flowing over the map. So having some storage here in case you can't pump it all, or you don't have the storage, or maybe you're doing even too good on water, like you didn't run out of storage, you barely went into your storage, then you wouldn't have enough storage left to pump the next temperate cycle. We're definitely not at that point, but that is a concern. So you definitely still want the reservoir to hold any excess water. And I feel a sneeze coming on. Now that I said that, it probably will just not come, and it'll just feel like I'm going to sneeze for the next 5 minutes. Okay. Snoots never came, but the feeling died down, so we're doing okay. I know we could utilize this space a little better. I don't think potatoes are really the limiting factor anymore for the biofuel. It's all water, because we have this whole thing of potato. I think we're going to make a little more potato storage just to be sure, because that's our source of biofuel. We also made some beehives, so we needed less growing area for our potatoes. We don't have beehives over here now because this is directly below the mountain where all of our fleshy beavers live. So we don't want that to have the beehive area, because they can sting our fleshy beavers. The bots are immune. No good selected. Oh yeah, we gotta make that into potatoes. All right. We have almost all of our beavers are thirsty. And we have a little less than a day. So we have bots working our water pumps, and they are ready to work, basically. I'm going to build a little bit more tanks over here for biofuel, just so some of these bots don't have to go quite as far. So right next to this kind of hub would be a good place for that. So some biofuel there, and we can even turn this one to catalyst. And then maybe this medium warehouse, instead of carrots, we can have that be punch cards. And we'll set all of this to obtain. Wow, that catalyst filled up quick. And we can prioritize these ones by hollers too. All right. The water will be flowing soon. No beavers have died of thirst yet. How close are some of them? Let's find a fleshy beaver to look at. That one's not super close. I think we might be okay. It's going to be dicey, though. 0.2 days. This should be open. No problem. And by getting rid of some of the various levels here, that should help with some of our like flood surges. This is the only place it will stop. All right. Come on. Drought ended. Give us some water. Does take a little while since we pressurize this before it reaches these sluices. Okay, we have some water there. It should right away flow out there. Okay. That's almost to our first pump. Excellent. We're going to catch more of it with these other pumps. Okay, I just want to see, after this drought got done, we have to see how, well, let's turn on our fluid dumps. Let's just go to the workstation. The workplaces, and let's find fluid dumps. We are going to turn those on shortly, but we're going to turn off the small water pump. So yeah, we can get rid of that one. I don't think we're worried about, okay, this one's going dry. I will unpause that one. Some of the other ones are not dry. This one is, but that one, am I worried about it? Ah, sure. In a little bit here, once our beavers are no longer thirsty, we will go ahead and unpause the rest of the fluid dumps. It looks like our water hasn't even reached hasn't even reached this quite yet. I think I am going to build another large water pump down here, just because we need to store as much as we can in case it's a short temperate cycle. Yeah, our water has barely even reached the edge right now because we're pumping out so much. I'm fine with that. I'm not worried about the spatterdock or the cattails right now. Not a high priority for me. I'd rather pump all of this water out and have it all stored. All right. So if we're pumping fast enough, it shouldn't even reach this. So it's all flowing out here. Okay. Yep, these are still open. Okay, we want this one to just be open right now, actually. Until it becomes an issue where it's going to overflow this. I think with that like surge of water we just pushed through, that should be enough. And we can maybe set this back to automatic. AC is making some weird sounds. I'm just going to shut it off. All right, just kind of let that be. I think we can turn on our fluid dumps to get irrigation going again. Fluid dumps. Activate all of them again. We still have plenty of potatoes. We just don't have the water for the biofuel production. That's why it's going down right now. But we're starting to really build up some water supply. We want to pump and store all of the water so that none of it goes off the map this time. And it'll be even better if this gets as full as possible without any of it going off the map. And I think we have enough pumps that it should not overflow here. Is this raising at all? It's actually going down a little. I'm okay with that. So right now, the only exit from this one is from this sluice, which is affected by the waterfall limit. So that means that this should be raising, because I don't think the waterfall limit is going to be enough to drain this. Or I'm wrong. Come on. It's been known to happen. Is this one open? Okay, it's fluctuating. Okay. This one's open occasionally, so that's why this isn't quite filling up. But as long as this this is never overflowing, which it's got a lot of leeway for that, we're fine. I think we can even put this on open, because that's a full level above this. So this should mitigate that overflowing. So maybe we can get some of these spatter dock and such actually flooded and irrigated. How are we doing on biofuel? Not great. Do we have? We might want to unpause one of those. We paused the refinery so that it wasn't using up the water when we had enough biofuel. So I'm going to turn that back on, and I might even preemptively, I don't know how preemptive it is at this point, but I'm going to make another refinery. So that can go right like that. Just to be sure, I'm going to build yet another. We got the potatoes right here, and we're going to have some water right here. Let's see if we can even... Okay, another drought's coming. Let's have another water tank right here. This can be biofuel potatoes. This could be water obtained. Can even prioritize one of these by builders. All right, now our biofuel is going up. Our water is going up. We're at 6K. That's good. I would like to have it all of our storage full if we could, but we have like 16K storage, and after this is done, it's gonna be 17, almost 18K storage. Probably won't get all that full, but we're gonna try. Okay, our spatter dock is growing again. Maple syrup is slowly going down now. I got rid of some maple trees and planted chestnut trees. We might need to switch some of that up and keep an eye on our maple syrup a little bit. We are running out of bots faster than we're making them at the moment. But we have all of our bot factories up and running. So be it. We are slowly going down on wood, and I think part of that is because we had issues losing irrigation on a lot of this land. So our irrigation canal is now lower than it was. Okay, we have some dead maples here that we can go ahead and cut for some logs and then replant and then unmark them for cutting. That will give us some logs back. Any other dead trees that are not marked for cutting? These ones. I think that's the only place I had chestnuts and maples, so that should be the only ones that are affected by that. We just said that we could use some more maple trees, so we're going to maybe expand some maple trees over this way. Something like that. And like that. This can reach and those can reach. Yeah, all of these can be maples. I didn't actually do chestnuts, did I? I did do chestnuts. Did I do chestnuts on all of them? I did. Oops. So we can fix that pretty easy. We just have to destroy those 2 chestnut trees. And those 2 chestnut trees. And then we'll replant those with maples. At least I caught it when I did. These maples are dead. Let's go ahead and mark those ones for cutting. Oh, they are marked. Do I not have a lumberjack in range of those? I might not. Let's fix that. Right there will be in range. I do to drying out, and it's not quite wet yet. We're waiting for the water to get up here a little bit. I very well might make another like little irrigation pond over here to help with some of that. And I think I'd like to destroy some of these medium warehouses that aren't really being used much. Like this farmer monument is pretty much not needed. We got one over here that all of our fleshy beavers are in the range of. Bread is going down. That's interesting. We're out of wheat flour. Are we out of wheat? We're not. We are out of wheat. We need more wheat. Or instead of more wheat, no, I don't want to put a beehive up there. I don't want to do that. We got enough potatoes, actually, so let's transition some of this over to wheat. Maybe like that amount over to wheat. Okay, we do have some flooding over here. What's going on with that? This is too high, basically. We'll let some of that water out, I guess. Let's actually put this back to automatic. That will reduce the flow here so that we won't have that flooding issue. Shouldn't have the flooding issue. There we go. Perfect. And we're pumping away. Okay, replace this with wheat. Let's see. Down here, I think we could, yeah, we do have a farmhouse down here too. So we could make this little section wheat. And then we'll see how we're doing. We might be able to plant some carrots or sunflower seeds there too. Let's work on planting oaks where we expanded we got rid of some unnecessary platforms and we made our channel more narrow, so we have some spots that we could plant some oaks. Let's also unmark these maple trees for cutting, now that the dead ones have been harvested. Well, you can't destroy those chestnuts. How can I make you be able to reach that? How indeed. Wait a minute. Where that tunnel was from the dance hall that was over the river. We can get an access to here and then just build down and then build up with ladders. It'll work. Or we can just even do something like this. Okay, drought has started. We got 13K water stored up during that drought. Which, that's definitely a decent amount. Okay, now after they build that, then they should be able to destroy those 2 chestnut trees to replant them with maples. Okay, this did not get very full, but so be it. Let's try to keep a little more water concentrated here. Okay, it's a 28-day drought. That's pretty long. Was there a carrot there still? I can't believe there's still a carrot up here. It's kind of funny, actually. Oh yeah, I was going to put a beehive there. Let's do that. Okay. Biofuel's looking great again. I don't want to start grilling potatoes quite yet. I think with our wood maybe has stabilized a little bit. We're doing a lot of building, but we also have a lot of bots that are using punch cards. They're using just logs and planks and the planks and gears and thus logs in order to function. So, okay, I just noticed something. I don't like how this road is set up. Delete those. They haven't grown at all, actually. And I think we can actually demolish some more of these. And over here, we will put an irrigation pond. So just need a few more of these demolished. I think that very close to doing it. Ah, we don't want that one there. And a fluid dump. Actually, if we just get rid of that one, we could put it right. Oh, not that. Right there. Okay. And I'll keep these oaks irrigated. We are starting to get really dangerously low on wood. Let's get some more oaks planted over here. if they weren't. Excellent. It's like we can even fit one there. That's kind of funny. That's potatoes. That doesn't need to be potatoes. Let's empty that one. It's not a good place for potato storage. This carrot, not a good place for carrot storage. Okay, that's empty, so it can be deleted. That's oak spots. Make sure they can all reach. They can. Okay. That doesn't need to be a path. These are gonna struggle. A lot of our trees are struggling. I think it might be time to expand this another level and then just have a little bit better spread out. Have an irrigation station here and like here. And then that should irrigate all of this stuff a little bit better. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, this is as tall as they need to be. Looks like. So let's go ahead and place some more of these. Did I plant some trees where there's supposed to be pillars? Nope, I didn't. I mean, I would never do such a thing. I don't make those kind of mistakes anymore. Yeah, right. Something like that. Oh, we're missing some height there. That one can't go higher because there's a zip line above it, so that's a problem. But all in all, I think we're doing okay. Don't think that needs to go any higher. Well, some of these are getting actually too tall. Definitely too tall. Yes. Where's the pillar below you? Those two spots. So right there. We missed that spot a little bit. That should take care of it. Wait, is there supposed to be a pillar there? I bet there is. Yep, and here too. There we go. And here too, for that matter. And I think here. Right there. Right there. Oh, not like that. Although we probably are high enough if I could potentially build that. We'll leave it all at that height for now. Dirt's still doing okay. Books are going down. I don't really want to increase our book production at the moment. In fact, I might even pause it. So that, because we're using a lot of wood on bots. I don't want to run out of bots because of making books. Okay, some wheat here. Have we had issues with our spatter duck? Yep, okay. Whoa, are we dry over there too? We kept pumping. We should not have kept pumping, guys. Oh well. Actually, it's all stored now, and most of our crops, not all, but most of our crops are irrigated by irrigation stations. So it actually might behoove us to make more irrigation stations and just transition all of this to being irrigated by them. Yep, I think that is the play. Let's go down here. Where should an irrigation station be here? I still don't think we need quite this much spatter dock. So I am going to do this. And then maybe put the irrigation station right over here somewhere. Yeah, I think right here. So that does mean we have to destroy a little bit of potatoes. That's a dam. A dam is not going to help much for our irrigation pond. We need them to be levees. These potatoes are dead in half a day anyway. Then we could even move this farmhouse on top of this irrigation pond. So if we build a whole bunch of platforms here, but leave one spot for the fluid dump. I'm just waiting the 0.2 days instead of ordering them to demolish it, because I think it'll be faster, actually. Come on. There we go. Why were you the last irrigated one right there? I don't know. Let's make a ladder up there. And then we can have our efficient farmhouse right here after another platform is built. And this platform even, actually. I don't think we need this one. Okay, so no, we do. Okay, efficient farmhouse right there. Fluid dump. No, we totally did not need this one. Fluid dump right there. And a path like that. Then we can delete this farmhouse and have that be growing area. Still 22 days left in this drought, but we do have 14K water stored up, thankfully. This should go way further out than that. Why isn't it? Oh, it is. Okay, it's just they're dead. Okay. So that's irrigating a decent chunk. We're still doing okay on potatoes. Bread's still kind of sketchy. Carrots, obviously, we don't have enough, and sunflowers, we don't have enough. Oh, am I in a position to make carrots? I think so. Carrots are a good food per growth area. I don't want to plant any sunflowers quite yet, though. Those are not efficient. Okay, So we solved that. Let's get another irrigation station probably over here. Kind of right in the middle here. So let's do, actually where that goes, let's do right there. Right there, there, here, here. And then everything in the middle is obviously going to be drowned, so be it. And this one needs to be destroyed. Please tell me you can reach that. Somebody. If I delete you first, should be able to reach it from there then. Excellent, excellent. Okay. And just so that they can reach everything a little bit better, I do think having a path down this way would be beneficial. So I'm going to delete this one as well. Can you reach that though? They can. So we're going to put a ladder there. Put a stairs here. Platforms like such. Fluid dump, and then we're going to even put our forester right there as well. Then we can delete that forester and have a little bit more building room. We just need to build the path here, it looks like. Okay. All right. So let's see how tall we can go here. Right there seems to be the level. So I'm going to act like I learned something from the other times building. Just do 1/2 of it like this. And then we'll switch to the other side when we can. So like that. And hopefully it won't be as terrible of content if I'm not spending the whole time just building a tree farm. That's the thought process anyway. Believe it or not, I do have thoughts. Do think sometimes. It might not be my strong suit, but I try to do it occasionally. Get below the scaffolding. That's kind of annoying. There we go. If it could go lower, that's the level we should be at, right? Okay, yep. Obviously, this forester is going to be in the way some. That's to be expected. What else is in the way? Oh, that's just too low. That's not above trees. That's just above the tapper shack. So we got to make sure we can build above the trees. So that's at this level. Okay. Not this level. Make sure it can be above the trees. So let's start with this spot. Okay, that will do it. Okay, that's a tree, so we can want to make sure we can build above that. Trees, build above it. Looks like, oh yeah, that one can't be tall enough because of the zip line. Let's go through and make, I don't think we can fit another level above this, but let's make the pillars in case we can. Yeah, something like that, I think. And then as long as we build from the other side, should be good to go. After it's already been built. We still are losing bots faster than we're making them. And that is concerning me some. We're trying to do a lot of building tasks. Let's go ahead. Do I want some? We got 34 vacancies. I think we need to have some of these hauling posts be fleshy beavers. And maybe builder huts. Take some of these jobs away from bots. Okay, these pumps aren't doing anything. So we can pause those. That will free up some bots too. That'll free up a lot of bots actually. Which we need. Okay. So then we can turn this back to bots actually. All right. We're starting to get closer to being stabilized. I wouldn't say we are quite yet. We still have a lot that's not irrigated at the moment. Well, this is small enough we can span it with just a soil. So what if we do that? Will that spread the irrigation here? I think it might. Same with over here. What if we do that? And that. Will that spread the irrigation? Okay, that obviously isn't going to work. But we can delete this stuff too. We do need to plug this tunnel though. We don't want water flowing up through there and then up there. Have it like that. They probably can't reach this to build it. Well, maybe they can. There's stuff above it. Okay. Did any of this get... Okay, they got a lot of other dirt stuff they're building. I'm going to make this stuff higher priority, see if it will spread the irrigation how I think it will. Doing great on biofuel. Plenty of catalyst. Punch cards are even doing okay. Wood is crashing. And that's what we're trying to address right now. We do have a lot of logs up here that we could skedaddle and grab, which probably is not a bad idea. In fact, let's get over there. And then if I just kind of do the power shaft trick, it should move some of this over to where we can grab it. I think we can grab most of that now. So I got some planks and such down there that we can't grab. Yes, that did spread the irrigation. Over here too? Yes, it did. Wonderful. Okay, that one's too far from the building center. Oh, we didn't do that at the top. That's the problem. We need to blow that up, and it needs to be at the top level. Before I end this run, I want to try to stabilize our bots and our population. I want to fix the water issues, and I really think we're getting close with it. I do think we need more trees, which is not the end of the world. Just something that needs to be done. Are we missing any scaffolding? I don't think so. I think we're just waiting. We don't have the most builders right now. And is this dirt? Okay. I'm going to make a small pile here for dirt because they're climbing up all of this. And that's where the builders are working from. Set it to obtain. That will speed up some of the building over here. Okay. This is stuff we want to grab for sure. Let's make that skedaddle over. Not that direction. Okay, they should be able to reach all of that now. Go ahead and grab that stuff. Do need to move this over. Either direction will be a-okay. They should be able to reach it from either side. Okay, let's put this stuff at higher priority, so because they have all that dirt queued up, all the terrain blocks over here. And maybe if I just put that at lower priority, maybe that would have been the play. Oh well. Let's see if I can expand the irrigation by doing one of these. Oh, it just a bot broke down. Okay, I thought beavers were dying. Bots will break down. That's kind of what they do. All right. We have some bots that don't have a job. They can be additional builders. In fact, I'll even turn on another one of these, but put it at low priority. Even very low. Okay. Badwater's holding steady. Wheat's kind of going down. Or cattails? Yeah, we're still not making enough wheat. Whoa! I'm looking at food here. We're running out of food. Let's turn on grilled potatoes. Yep. Grilled potatoes. Has to be on. Without the spatter dock coming in, we're having food issues. It would seem. Now, is this able to reach all of this? It is. Okay, so we... Is it just too much for you to do, bots? What's going on here? They must have just came in or something. All right, now we're having a food crisis, everybody. Good news is we have lots of potatoes. Let's just build another grill. Let's empty this warehouse. And we'll put 2 more grills up here. And cook up these potatoes for food. Because we are hungry. Yeah, not having all of these growing food has really slowed down our um, capabilities. Now, why isn't the one directly below that water irrigated? You are directly below an irrigation station. You should be irrigated. None of you below this are irrigated? How? None. There's water right here. What in the heck? Water directly above you. Hello? Okay. It's because these pillars. So, I think we need some of these to be... No, these are levees too, and that's not even doing it. The pillars are what's kind of screwing everything up. The pillars going up too high. Up above stuff. I think that's the issue. But that's weird that all of these stopped growing. Food is becoming an issue. You gotta be potatoes. You gotta be potatoes. High priority build. We got hungry beavers coming in. I think we even lower our population temporarily by pausing some more of these houses for now. Even if it means we have some homeless beavers, we just won't reproduce in those houses. So now we're having a food issue. We are going to have to expand this, I think. Make this taller. Or something. We're out of wood. Why are none of these irrigated? That makes me upset. Okay. To have an irrigation pond that's not touching one of these pillars, that's how I'm going to address it. I'm going to make small irrigation ponds. So even if it's just like that shaped and the levees aren't touching those pillars. But the pillars, if the pillar's way up there, okay, that might be the problem. We're going to give this a try. We're going to see what happens. You guys can reach this, right? No, of course you can't. Why would you be able to reach that? Why aren't these being harvested? Are those not marked for cutting? We need the wood. These should be marked for cutting. Okay, so we're going to remake this section into an irrigation pond, I think. Levees won't work well because we're out of wood. So it's got to be soil, right? Okay. Not ideal. But when has anything in this run been ideal at this point lately? Let's not build this one quite yet. Let's destroy those trees first. Okay. Another soil there. Stairs there. 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 And fluid dump. Well, you shouldn't have done that. Fine, we'll blow up this thing first. Let you out. And then don't build from that side. Be free. Okay, food's still an issue, but we're making a lot of grilled potatoes. That's just what it's going to have to be, basically. We're out of logs for grilled potatoes. Okay. Grilled potatoes need logs. Grilled potatoes need logs. bakery needs logs. I think that's running out of logs has affected our food supply because of that. So we need to make more carrots, stuff that doesn't need to be cooked. We need more of. Leery about getting rid of all these potatoes, but we need carrots because they don't need to be cooked. So we have hungry beavers. We have nothing to eat. Oh boy. We don't have any spatterdock, maple pastries. Can we even make? We can't even make cattail crackers, can we? Because we don't have wood. Okay, it just needs a little bit of logs. But let's stop making planks for a minute, so that our logs are just used for logs for a little bit. We have 5K planks backed up. So we're gonna pause our what is it even the lumber mills for now, so that we stop using up our logs and making them into planks. We have quite a bit of gears, quite a bit of planks left. We're just gonna let that be for a little bit. Maybe you can even pause one of the gear workshops for now. Let's pause the paper mills too. I don't want to use our logs for anything but cooking right now. So, paper mills. Need to be paused. That will affect our punch cards and books, but punch cards and books are both for well-being bonuses for bots and fleshy beavers, respectively. Okay, this irrigation pond worked. Or is that not the one I just built? This is. That one worked. We might need an irrigation pond on all levels as long as there's stuff above. Because what's happening is the water's trying to climb up like these pillars, and then it's registering that this is below that, so it's not spreading the water very well. So until we get the top section depleted and don't have any pillars sticking up, we're going to need irrigation on each level. And because we're having issues with wood, I am going to put an irrigation pond on each level to address it. And this one, I might actually even put two. If I'm being honest. I think I'll put one over here. And then I'll put one... See, there's some already destroyed. I'll put one over here. Let's see. It's going to go right in this area. So maybe right like this. This one can go... All these can go. This one can go... Sure. That's not quite right. There we go. Like that. I'll build it with dirt. So, right there. Right there, 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 and there. There, 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 there. Okay, now that our logs are not being used for paper or planks, we're getting all these other food sources in. Cattail crackers, chestnuts, potatoes. Because they needed just a little bit of logs to grill them. I see a path towards recovery now, at least. Because we had all this cattail flour, for instance, that was not getting made into cattail crackers because we didn't have any logs. Punch cards are going to run out here very shortly, reducing our productivity. That's okay. Let's keep expanding this top level. We're going to need more either farmland or timberland. Either a tree farm or a food farm. We're going to need it. We're missing another pillar here. I think so, but yeah, no, we've been missing that one for a while. Okay, so that's not an issue, actually. Skip below this annoying scaffolding. We go on the back side of these, actually, and go from this other direction. That's what we want to do, I think. Again, thinking not always my strong suit. And we'll evaluate this. We'll come back to it and evaluate if we need to delete any of these to make sure that they can be built. That the other ones can be built. But this at least gets something going for them, right? Something for them to work on. There might be a few spots that run into issues, but we'll address those when they come. We have bots that aren't doing stuff. Bots that can be haulers. And builders. And of course, builders. And the reason we have so much bots that aren't doing stuff is because we have we shut off a lot of our lumber mills and our paper mills. We're out of books. I'm fine with that. We're not even using fleshy beavers anyway, so books don't matter. We currently do have some punch cards, so we want our punch cards to still be made. Maybe I should just switch this to punch cards. Yeah, there we go. Go ahead and keep making punch cards till we run out of paper. Because we're not making more paper at the moment because we don't want to... Do I even have any more paper? I'm out of paper. What am I doing? And I don't want to make more paper because that will use up our logs. Okay. So we definitely have not found a good balance at this point, right? We keep crashing in one way, either logs or food or water or biofuel. We need to get things more in balance before I can call this playthrough done, mastered, and ready to move on. I need to reach some more balance. Have things be more stable. Okay, we're out of punch cards. Bots are going to be working less efficiently because they're out of punch cards. So be it. We still got a lot of planks. We don't have a lot of logs. I need those logs to catch up. 10 days left of the drought. We still have 4K water, and it's depleting faster than that. That's not good, actually. Hate to see that. Let's shut off the Lido water. We'll even pump some of that water out of there. Because that's just a well-being water, basically. For the Fountain of Joy and for Lidos. And for Wet Fruit. And well-being doesn't really mean anything since the fleshy beavers aren't working. I still feel like we're in a better spot than we were last episode. It's getting better. We just need to maximize a few things yet. We have most of our irrigation not reliant on the canal. So the canal is just to help with some of the irrigation, but mostly we're going to be trying to pump all of it out of, well, everything. We're going to try to store the water in our water tanks. Food has stabilized some. I'm not super happy with it. I'm going to pause some of these fluid dumps a little bit. Actually, let's not pause the food ones. Let's pause the tree ones because the trees have a better drought resistance. I just don't want to put more water from our tanks into these fluid dumps at the moment. That way, less water is being evaporated. There. No, that one's a food one. We'll keep the food one going. Because the food irrigation ponds, the food has less drought resistance than trees. To help with some pretty quick turnaround trees, logs, I'm gonna plant a little birches. It's not gonna be helpful in the long run, but it'll be helpful for now in these few spots that I have trees to plant that are in range of a forester. I think those ones are in range. Oh yeah. We can delete this farmer's monument for reasons I expressed last time. Let's do some medium growth stuff. Birch trees can be cut. All these oaks need to be marked for cutting still. These as well. Are there any oaks that we planted recently that could be marked for cutting? We're going to mark this for cutting for sure. And maybe just plant some pines for some medium return logs. Why not? Okay. Let's see how that does for us. Trying to keep an eye on our gears and planks, because if we run out of those, then we run out of... How are we doing on scrap? We have more scrap than we need. Let's pause that for now. Free up some labor for one. For two, we have all the metal we need. And using stuff here uses up treated planks. I don't want to be using up treated planks at the moment. In fact, I don't want to be making treated planks at the moment. Let's go back to our workstations and find where we're making treated planks and pause that for now, because that's using up logs. The wood workshop. Pause that for now. We're building up some storage on our logs, which is wonderful because we need it. We absolutely need it. Some of our food demand has went down because we have paused beds and not put beavers in them. To do that, we had some homeless beavers for a time. There are going to be 5 homeless beavers. They're going to be upset. But I don't want more beavers right now. We'll try to increase our beaver population again after things have stabilized. Things are not stabilized. Holy crap, it's been an hour and 15 minutes already. We're not even going to be able to see if we make it through this drought. I'm pretty sure we're going to survive this drought. Yeah, by shutting off those bad water pumps, our water supposedly will last around 6 days. So that only leave us 2 days without water. So I think we're going to be okay. But that's long enough for this episode. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I know this map is very close to completion, but I want to stabilize it. I don't want to just launch the monument and say, yep, we won, when things keep teetering on the edge of destruction. That doesn't feel like the map is won to me. Thank you for sticking with me. I guarantee we can't go higher than this. We can't go another layer. So I'm going to put dynamite on all of these pillars and then put the irrigation ponds up there. And I think that should then irrigate everything below, as long as we don't have any pillars going above. I'm just going to mark these with dynamite before I forget for the next episode that was my plan. Let's get that scaffolding out of the way. Okay, I think all of those are marked now. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. So we are going to end the episode there. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching this. I know it's been kind of a dumpster fire, but I've said before, I like solving problems, and I am very good at creating them as well, apparently. With that, if you like the video, please leave a like and comment. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Is there anything else I could do to kind of make this a little better yet? We're teetering on the edge of failure occasionally. It's a very delicate balancing act. So yeah, comment with any suggestions. Comment if you liked the video. Comment if you disagree with me and say, just launch the monument, move on, I'm bored. I don't know if everybody's bored with it, but if that's your opinion, I want to know. Right now, I'm leaning towards trying to stabilize this before I say this map is mastered, complete, move on. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys next time.